Hey everybody, and welcome back. Tyler here with Tyler Talks, and in today's video I wanted to do a quick comparison of DoorDash and Uber Eats, and no, this is not a sponsored video. So I'm going to look down a little bit because I have my notes off to the side, and I will put in some screenshots here to kind of help and validate some of the experience. So what everyone probably wants to know first is really just the direct pay comparison between the two. And I want to note that not only the pay, but the experience is subjective. The apps can change over time, and the amount of money you make is heavily dependent on tips from customers, deals being run, etc. So when it came to DoorDash, I had an active time of 2 hours, 28 minutes, a dash time of 3 hours, 17 minutes, and 8 completed deliveries. I dashed over 3 sessions, and my first one I made the most. I don't know if that was just how it came in or if DoorDash was giving me an incentive. And they did send me a little cooler bag as well after completing my first order. Now, for Uber Eats, when I signed up, it took about 45 minutes to get approved, whereas for DoorDash, it took about a day. And then when I was running through Uber Eats, I was online for 43 minutes, 48 seconds. I did 2 trips, and I made $4.90. Because of this, I decided not to do Uber Eats anymore, and I know that makes a very small sample for the video, but I was doing this during what they said was essentially a peak time, or I had started just before a peak time. So my concern overall was just that it wasn't going to be worth it, at least in my area. Now, a comparison between the two. So when you're signing up for these, you typically notify insurance, and then your premium may go up a bit. You have to pay for gas. Obviously, you may want to bring a charger for your phone. There's different things to consider there. The direct comparison is, with most of these apps, you have metrics like timeliness of orders. You have other metrics to consider, such as acceptance rate and your ratings. Because of that, I like how DoorDash introduces things. You start out with 50 priority orders, then you have to have good metrics to maintain that. It didn't really feel like Uber Eats was incentivizing me as much. The low initial amount and things of that nature just didn't make it feel like it was worth it. Now, when it comes to the interface itself, DoorDash was more intuitive. When I went to pick up orders, I saw a very granular breakdown of what was in the order. If it was a meal, what were the items? What were the sides? Was there a drink? With Uber Eats, it would just say a meal and maybe like a note or two. But when I showed up, for example, to one restaurant, they gave me a drink, but it didn't tell me in the app that I needed to have that drink. So it's much harder to validate with Uber Eats. Now, I'm sure they will update this in the future, but one thing to note. Now, when it came to the GPS portion, for DoorDash, I did not have any issues finding any of the residences. For Uber Eats, there was a point where I pulled up to a house and there was just a pin, and I tried to get close to it, but there were multiple houses next to each other. So I wasn't really sure which one was which, and because it was darker, it was hard to see. I didn't see like a number anywhere or anything like that. And I'm sure that's another thing Uber Eats may try to change. But for me personally, DoorDash was easier. I made more doing it. It was easier to get started, easier to use overall. So the experience was just better for me. Now, I would love to know your thoughts, because overall, I think that it really just depends on your experience, your area, what the customers are tipping. But I want to know what your thoughts are. Like, have you done any of these delivery apps? What do you do to kind of manage things? There are apps out there, for example, that supposedly track what apps make more at a given time. So I think most people who take this seriously are going to really try to manage doing this across multiple apps and really managing across different peak times. So let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, and I'll see you all in the next video.